Hello, teachers. I recently shared a post in iTutorGroup official group on Facebook, and I talked about how I was using I do, we do, you do. Here is what I posted in the iTutorGroup official page, and it says, draw a self-portrait and talk about yourself in the next session. So this student spoke, I think he was about a level 3, maybe even level 2. But he is really, he understands very well for the limited amount that he speaks. So I knew how much I could challenge him. So when I wrote, my name is Tiger. This is the part where it's I do. I do is the example that the teacher is giving. Now, for the second line and the third line, we did it together. So that's we do. I put boy over here and 6. I didn't know his age. So then he wrote, I'm a boy. I'm 8 years old. So I probably guided him. I probably said, okay, Tiger, can you write boy? Can you write how old you are? So that's doing it together because I showed him the examples. Now the last two, it's I like and I can. I didn't give him any examples for this. I just said, okay, Tiger, what do you like? And then he said, he put the emojis, hamburger, pizza, chicken, rice, milk. And then I said, okay, Tiger, what can you do? I can, and then he put play basketball. I didn't give him any examples for those, so that's you do. So that's how you do. I do, we do, you do. Now I'll show you some more examples of how you could incorporate I do, we do, you do. And of course, when you get a chance, after, write in the comments something that you do as well for this, and how you like this strategy or the benefits that you see of it. I also hope that if you like this video, you will subscribe for future videos like this. Okay, so here's some more examples. Okay, so this is another great example of I do, we do, you do, because you're having the student do something 4 times with 4 different vocabulary words. So number 1, you're going to do the I do. Number 2 and number 3, it's we do. And number 4, it's you do, or the student. So for number 1, I just read this. I say, I like cake. And I say, repeat, I like cake. And then for number 1, you can start to do we do. So you can say, do you like cake? Yes or no. The reason you want to do yes or no is because you want the student to know you're asking a question, you're not having them repeat you. So by giving them the yes or no, it's like a prompt for them to realize that they're answering it, they're not repeating. So the student should say, yes, I like cake. Number 2, do you like pizza? Yes or no? And the student says, yes, I like pizza. Number 3, here is where you can start to take away some of the crutches that you're giving them. So you can just say, do you like ice cream? Don't give them the yes or no, just test it and see if they can answer. Do you like ice cream? Yes, I do. And number 4, you can just say, do you like chicken? And then I like chicken. So, or yes, I like chicken. So number 3 and 4 is more on their own. So you could see where they're at with number 3, and if they're still struggling, then you would want to give them the yes or no. And then hopefully by number 4, they wouldn't need anything at all. So I hope that makes sense for I do, we do, you do. Now, even though you're still asking them a question throughout the whole thing, you're still having the student eventually get to the point where you're not giving them any sentence starter, or you're not giving them any indicator of the fact that they're going to have to answer. They just start to know that's what they have to do. So this is more of a conversational approach to the I do, we do, you do. One thing that I want to add to the conversational approach is that you really have to look at your students' abilities and how they're responding. There's some students that it is just going to be repetition. Even though they're at the level where they should be able to respond, that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to. So you have to work with them where they're at. I've definitely had students with that type of slide where it's all repetition. It doesn't turn into the conversation. They're just not ready for it. So please do keep that in mind. You don't want to force the students to or push them past where they're at. All right, let's go into the next example. Now here is another example where I did I do, we do, you do. This slide I felt was a little too difficult for my student. He didn't have enough vocabulary to tell me about his house. So you can see it says, this is our living room, the blue sofa is ... And then if you look at the instructions, it says, ask them to try to describe the living room in the picture and describe their own living room or bedroom. Okay, and that is for above level. But I didn't really have anything else to do with this slide, so I just created a blank page and started drawing my own house. So let me show you how I did that. I didn't have this type of tool. I'm just using this on my laptop, but basically in the platform, in the teacher student portal, I added a blank page and then I just drew my own house, and I just did like, I started writing bedroom, and then I put like living room, and kitchen, and another bedroom, bathroom. So this way the student is seeing words, he's seeing what I want him to do. He's at a high enough level where he would understand by the modeling, the I do. The I do is like the example. So he's understanding that now he's going to have to do this. So then I said, okay, now it's your turn. He said, yeah, now I'll draw a house. The student ended up drawing, and as you can see, he was able to produce some of the language, but for a lot of the language I had to provide it to him or provide it for him. So that would be kind of like we do. We didn't really have time for him to do it by himself, but I feel like this was kind of a combination of we do and you do, because he was doing a lot of it on his own. It was really just producing the language that he couldn't do yet, which is fine because at his level, he's not supposed to know those words. So he really went above and beyond anyway. And hopefully he learned some new vocabulary by doing this. And it's great repetition as well. That repetition is really helping him learn these new words in context. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear some examples of how you do the I do, we do, you do strategy. this is great for English language learners. And maybe share, if you haven't used this strategy, share a slide or a type of lesson that you think you could do it with. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.